Why do some individuals continue to deny the realities of climate change despite the overwhelming scientific consensus? Welcome to a deep dive into the psychology of climate change denial. First up is cognitive dissonance, a form of mental conflict that arises when new information challenges an individual's core beliefs or values. Take climate change, for instance. It's an inconvenient truth that threatens the lifestyles of many, and acknowledging it could mean coming to terms with the need for significant changes in behavior. So, to avoid this discomfort, some individuals choose to reject the reality of climate change instead. Next, let's consider the role of social identity and influence. People often align their beliefs with those of their social group. So, if a social circle is dismissive of climate change, there's a good chance its members will adopt similar viewpoints. This groupthink can fuel climate change denial, making it a social issue as much as a scientific one. Confirmation bias also plays a significant role. It's a psychological tendency to seek out and favor information that confirms existing beliefs, while disregarding anything that contradicts them. So, if someone already harbors doubts about climate change, they're likely to latch onto any shred of information that supports their skepticism, while ignoring the mountains of evidence that challenge it. Then there's emotional avoidance. The thought of a warming planet can induce feelings of fear, guilt, and powerlessness, which are emotions most people would rather not confront. So, some individuals sidestep these emotions by denying the existence of climate change altogether. Temporal discounting is another psychological barrier. It's the tendency to prioritize immediate, tangible concerns over distant, abstract problems. And because the worst impacts of climate change will occur in the future, some individuals prefer to focus on the here and now, dismissing climate change as a problem for another day. Solution aversion can also fuel climate change denial. If the solutions to a problem seem too difficult or costly, people are more likely to deny the problem exists. For some, accepting climate change means accepting the need for substantial lifestyle changes, which they may find too daunting or inconvenient. Finally, there's psychological distance and in-group versus out-group dynamics. Climate change can seem like a distant, abstract problem, unrelated to everyday life. Additionally, the politicization of climate change can lead to division and mistrust, with each side viewing the other as the out-group. In conclusion, understanding these psychological barriers to accepting climate change is crucial to breaking down resistance and fostering collective action. From cognitive dissonance to social influence, confirmation bias to emotional avoidance, temporal discounting to solution aversion, and psychological distance to in-group out-group dynamics, each plays a role in perpetuating climate change denial. By addressing these barriers, we can encourage more constructive conversations about climate change and drive forward the action we so desperately need.